I've got the guy that is behind it all, that put all the tech together. Ryan Umina, welcome to the podcast. And I'm excited to have you here and to go over this stuff.
Yeah.
It's so important. We got literally less than a month.
Yes. And
for free money.
Yeah.
Up to 32 grand.
It is.
And people don't believe us.
No.
That's the biggest problem.
It's tough. And, when we started the company, truly, we did it from a place of a problem to solve, right? Mm-hmm. And so how I even got into all of this, and I'll flash back to, let's say, 2019, 2020, right? Mm-hmm. So I opened my own law firm in 2019. Hit my first big case. It was beautiful, right? Did extremely well. Had grossed 7 figures in the first year. And
first year, 7 figures.
First year, yeah. You're like, It's going to be like this forever.
Wow.
So gross.
Of course, yeah, sure.
Has to be like this. This is my life now. So yeah, that was exciting. I started that at 33 years old, and it was a year I said I'm gonna take control of my life, and that happens. And as we started, as that happened, I wanted to grow fast, right? You have a lot of friends that from law school and other places, their first few years in the job and in this and that. And I had the opportunity to do, a lot of really cool cases early on. And I just wanted to bring people, we had a lot of momentum. And I'm telling you, it wasn't 3 weeks after we hired 4 or 5 people, COVID hit.
Oh my goodness. So that,
Yeah.
Wow.
And so kept everyone on board, as painful as that was at times. And then fast forward,
I had $6 million overnight just disintegrate in cash flow.
Yeah. It was tough.
They're like, okay, all right.
So
there goes $6 million.
Yeah. So we
shut that shit down.
I'm so lucky I haven't. I hope I never have to go there. I hope I've only had to lose about $1 million. And
be diversified. Have lots of things going.
Yeah, we're working on it. So one day I'm meeting just with an insurance agent about health insurance for my employees, and they said, "Have you heard about the employer retention credit?" No, what's that? And they're like, for people who kept people employed during the pandemic and had a downturn. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
And so I get connected with a gentleman out in Northern California who was one of the first folks in ERC. He helped, well over $100 million for business owners. And once I had never heard of kind of the tax credit industry, so to speak. And I said, I'm a pretty sophisticated consumer, and the value proposition on that was, hey, let us see what your eligibility is. We'll do all the work. We'll do all, CPAs will file all this for you. And when you get paid, just give us a, percentage on the back end. And as an attorney who often works on percentage of the back end,
you're used to it, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's like a contingency fee.
Yeah,
it's a success fee. We don't get any money for you. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs look at it that way. They're like, this is found money. So if you want a percentage of it, like, why do I care?
Yeah, don't care at all.
Yeah, I was surprised by that because to me, I felt like it was a responsibility of a CPA, and that it was their practice. To the same thing with PPP. Mm-hmm. I did tons of PPP loans, ran it through the bank, funded those deals, never got paid on any of them myself personally.
Yeah.
So,
and what I realized too, right, as an attorney, people specialize in different things, and you have to stay up on what the changes are in legislation and laws. And what I realized is a lot of CPAs didn't know enough about it, or they were afraid to go into it.
Most of the ones I talked to were just they're so scared because they're used to dealing with what they're used to dealing with, and this is out of the box.
Exactly.
They're afraid that they're going to mess up, and then you're going to owe the money back and you're going to blame them for it.
Exactly. And it's like, this is what Congress created in this time to offset this. I was one of those people who kept people employed. So Once that happened and I met everyone there, I told him the first time I talked to him, I said, listen, I'm pretty entrepreneurial and I see the value in this. If there's ever anything like this, again, give me a call. And it was a very short time later and within a couple of weeks. And he called and told me, he said, hey, same legislation, but it's 40 to 80 million people potentially. And up to $32,220. Nobody knows about it. And this is going to expire. And at the time, that was back in 23. So we had tax year 2020 mostly expiring for people in 24. And then now tax year 2021 expiring in 2025 for most people. And the reason I say most people is, so the credits for sick and family leave are the ability to claim them. It's by filing an amendment, right? And there's deadlines for filing an amendment, and it's based upon when the original return was filed. If it was filed prior to tax day, April 15th, or I believe it might have been the 18th that year, then you have 3 years from that date.
From the filing date.
Exactly.
So you're actually, in some ways, fixing mistakes.
Yes.